It's a late night. An old Cherokee man is sitting by the fire and talking to his grandson about life. He says to the boy that there is a terrible fight inside of me. A terrible fight. It's a fight between two wolves. Another one is anger, his greed, sorrow, fear, ego. The other one is love, his good, his joy, his hope. And the same fight which is going inside of me, it's going inside of you and everybody else also. The small boy looks at the fire, sits silently, looks at the grandfather and asks, "But grandfather, which wolf will then win?" The grandfather looks at the boy and says, "One you feed. One you feed." The same fight which is going inside of me and you and everybody else in this society is all around the world. You know how it is. Fear, anger, fighting, all of these things in the society, in the politics, in the workplaces. But then there's this other side. And our job is to help people to see the other side. To empower them to live up to their values and to their deepest beliefs. And this is how I define values-based leadership. Now, I grew up in a farm. My mother and father, they used to grow strawberries. And it was really natural for me and my brother to work there. It's very straightforward. You grow and sell strawberries. And the more we work, the better are the results. We work and you get to eat strawberries. So it has a meaning. And the results you can see in the end of the summer. The better you work, the more kilos were sold. And then I entered the business world after the studies, and I found that there are different rules. There's different game. There's this game which produces winners and losers. There's constant competition. There's a framework that you have to fit in. That you cannot work in a best possible way. You have to obey the people above you, and then even though the results are bad. And you cannot use your full potential. You cannot be as good as you can. And what are the results of this? The one thing which suffers most is the quality of the work and the creativity. The people who are involved in this game, some of them, they really like that game, playing that game of power and money. Of course, all of those who have that. But then there are many who suffer, even fall into depression. And the results, is this what the business really wants, these kind of results? Of course not. So I quickly found out that it's useless to fight against that old system. And instead, I decided to start to feed another wolf and create a new system. And first, I have to also go back to myself and study that what are the characteristics of that kind of values-based system. It's based on integrity, justice, trustworthiness. It's based on constant development, constant learning. It's based on action. It's based on learning through action. It's based on personal growth. It's based on holistic thinking, including not only the workplace, but also your private life and also the service to the humankind. Those are the characteristics of a new game. So, instead of fighting against the old system, and instead of trying to fit people into a predefined frame at the workplaces, we need to create a new system and then build all those frameworks and processes around that. So instead of being miserable there and to be fit into something that you are not able to, we let you work in a best possible way and then create all the management practices and all of those around it. Let me give you an example. We work as a team into a transformation of a culture in a company. And the company is making software. Software business is to make products and then also to services to clients based on their orders. And we started then to think that what is values-based work for software engineers? Values, what are the values? You know, even today, values are not tangible for many of us. So let's ask a different question then. What is really important? What do you like and what do you dislike? And do you know what the software engineers really hate? Do you know what they dislike? They hate to see bad software. They just hate to see bad software. They hate to see that. They hate to see missed deadlines. They hate to see bad products. They hate to see, using old technology. They hate that. They hate to see clients going back home and not fulfilling their dreams or what they were wanting to be created. Because they are artists in their nature. They want to impress. They want to create something that nobody has ever done before. Because that's their nature. And they want the clients to go home and be happy at what they receive. They want their clients to jaws dropping down to the floor about the new thing and about the new feature. Come down back and troll for new features. And values-based work for them is to start working that way. And our job as manager or leader is to create an environment that they can do so, maybe first time ever in their lives. And the same thing is also with children. I believe in this quote which says, "Regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value." The same way we educate our kids, try them to bring out their virtues, for them to blossom really, to become somebody who creates a better place with everything they got. The same way we have to enable environments at the workplaces which enable every one of them to contribute to a better world, to use their potential and what they are capable of in that environment. And our job as a leader, as a manager, is to create that environment for them. It is our duty to do so. So, in practice, we meet a team which wants to start working in this way. The first thing what we ask is to keep their promises. Because the currency of an organization is trust. Everything is built on trust. So we give them full autonomy of their own work. They can design their own work as well as they can. They can use everything that mankind has learned about motivation, about productivity, about creativity. They can take Dan Pink's book about drive and use autonomy, mastery, purpose, whatever they like, to do it as well as they can. in their own environment. But there's a catch. They have to keep their promises. Have to keep their promises. Because people surrounding them in that environment, they want to believe that maybe first time in the history in that company, there is now possibility to something to really happen, something to be done in the best possible way, in a way that nobody has seen before, and people want to believe. So if you have a task to do, and you are able to do it in the best possible way, then you have to keep your promises. You have to deliver. Otherwise, you lose that autonomy very quickly. So, there are now two things. First, live up to your values. Do the work as well as you possibly can. And second of all, keep your promises. Now, how do we change then the whole organization? Here's a team of people in the middle. And they are now doing things as well as they can. They have this amazing drive. Amazing drive. They are passionate about what they do. They have the motivation, and the results are just phenomenal. I have seen a team of people starting, and after 8 days, there was a guy who has been in the business for 15, 20 years or so. And then after 8 days in this area here, he said that I hope that I do not need to go ever back again after 8 days. So now you have a group of people who is working in this way. And now, as a manager of that group, there's a question for you. Do you want to support this, or do you want to work against it? So, if you want to work for it, if you want to see it even more happening, then the question to you is, how are you going to manage these people? How are you going to lead these people? How are you going to organize the sales, the contracts, the leadership, the tools, the processes, everything around those people, so that they can continue to do so, and we can add more people who are able to do so. So what we actually use is a side effect. We use the side effect to change the whole organization, not telling them what to do, but so that they can then design their own world, own work in a values-based way to support that to happen. And we have seen this happening. So now I add the third thing into my list. Live up to your values, keep your promises, and then use the side effects to transform the whole organization. Here's a simple tool for each one of you when you go back to work or to your office on Monday morning. Throw this kind of scale to your wall at the office and place all of those things on your left which plays the old game, which contributes to the old way of working. All of those small things that you do, place all of those there which contributes to the old game. And on your right, place all of those deeds which contribute in building a new way of working, a new system, a new values-based system. So everything you do, divide into two. For example, you get an email which you read and you see that it clearly plays the old game. It has all the elements of that old game there. Power, politics, backbiting, you name it, everything. Now, you have to choose. Are you going to reply, and how? Or are you just going to sit there and do nothing? Or are you going to do something else instead? So everything you do can be measured with this scale. And you can try this right when you go back on Monday morning. The thought I wanted to leave you with is that the world, the surroundings, is a reflection of our own actions. Everything we do is contributing to the world how it is. The things we do, the thoughts we think. And it's our job to decide what kind of systems we support, what kind of world do we want to see in the future. What is really important to you? And which wolf are you going to feed? Thank you very much.